Attack!
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the tree. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Valentine's Day special edition of the Smack Attack. I am your host, Jimmy Toxic, and that is my co-host, Ricky Love. And you are listening and watching live on Hamin Media Group's YouTube channel, and of course on the Patreon after the fact. Rick, happy Valentine's Day, man.
Yeah, we got our special Come Get You Some VD special edition of the Smack Attack. Can you feel that, Jimmy? We got the chat packed over there. Can you feel the love, brother, that they are showing you? Everybody's got that heart on for Jimmy T and the RBV coming at you. Yeah, we have got a lovers-filled edition of the Smack Attack, and of course, covering all the news that is news from the Blue brand. We're going to jump into who we got over there. We'll do a little, still big race gimmick here. Some shout outs, cold blooded there in the house, breaks pickle barrel, showing all the love. I'm awaiting the arrival of I know an individual who always has that heart on for Jimmy T, and that's Zane Vicious going to be joining us. I'm sure popping in here later on. But Jimmy, how is your Valentine's Day?
I mean, pretty simple, man, to be honest with you. Man, it's just a gimmick. Let's be honest, man. You know what I mean? You just kick back.
No, it's an actual holiday. It's an actual person Valentine. St. Valentine. That did something.
Is it a public holiday? I don't think it is for us, but hey, cold-blooded with the $5
It's based in a religious background. This ain't sweet. This ain't no Hallmark, man. This is a real dude doing his thing. J12. Going to be the hater today. Not going to lie. Hope everyone's food has hair in it. Man, bitter.
I
know what? I hope my Valentine's meal. Is hair, pubic hair. That's what I'm going to be spreading a little love, spreading out legs for a little bit.
Well,
go ahead. You know
before we spread the love, we've got to spread the love to cold-blooded.
I'm in such a good, loving mood. Cold-blooded's in the giving mood right there. I'm going to go ahead and let you hit that gimmick for him.
And what we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Oh,
thank you.
You know what? That
so
usually annoys shit out of me, but I'm out today here since it is the day of lovers, the day of giving, spreading that joy. Jimmy T, how do you think our brother in the Hamin army, how do you think they're celebrating their Valentine's Day? I know Hamin, man, it is happening. He is being showered and praised by gifts from all 911 wives. They're taking care of him. I talked to Let's Go Brandon. He's going to get himself one of those deluxe extra topping heart-shaped Papa John's pies for later on, maybe. You know,
Jesus Christ, really? I didn't ask him, but I guess he will. And look, man, I mean, I just want to say also happy Valentine's Day to Germany's own Alexa. Thank you so much for the happy Valentine's Day.
We got Redman, Billy Floyd, the NHRA Drag Racing Hall of Famer that is a co-host of mine over on Redman in the House. Hey, it's a podcast.
Hey.
Racing in America podcast. Love that from Redman in the House there. Jimmy, yeah, a Big Ray. I know how he already had his Valentine's Day. I got to show some love out there, man. His beautiful wife, Jennifer, man, she can throw down in that kitchen. Did you see the videos he put out there? That Italian dinner, them meatballs that she put together, man. That garlic bread, that salad.
Really?
I gotta be. I probably watched that video like 15 times, salivating. It looks so damn good. So he's lucky there. Down under, I know Pierce. You know, he's got that testosterone pumping from all that workout. He's 1-2 hopping on his wife like a kangaroo, probably down there for a little Valentine's Day. But what about you, Jimmy? What do you and your significant other have for the Day of Lovers?
Just dinner, man. That's about it. But we didn't go out anywhere or anything like that because it's just like I said, it'd be packed. It's packed everywhere, man. It's going to be absolutely, it would be chaos at restaurants and whatnot. But you know what? I was even going to go to AEW, as a matter of fact, on Valentine's Day of all friggin' days. And but I didn't because I didn't like the card, man, to be honest. So, and I don't know what happened. I know there's spoilers out there, so don't tell me what went down, anybody.
Oh, what went down under? I was looking forward to checking that out tonight. And of course, wake up bright and early tomorrow for the review there on The Wreckage, as they're going to be down in Jimmy T's neck of the woods. Jimmy, I'll tell you what, man, after we get done with SmackDown here, I'll let you guys in on a little bit. Today's show sponsor, my Valentine's Day sponsor. I'm going to be feeling good, in that good mood with everyone's number one American brand, Vaseline. That's going to be, I'm going to be spending my time with that here this Valentine's Day.
I know what you're using it for, technically, but what are you really using it for, actually, Rick?
Hey, little tip for everybody out there. If you want to last longer than Val Venus, put America's number one brand, Vaseline, on your penis this Valentine's Day.
Oh, no. I hope we don't hear sounds like this. Anyway.
Mic check. What's that thumping? Mic check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Jay Toss says, RBV got hard watching that Italian dinner.
Yes. It is delicious. Go check that out, man. Jennifer, everything looks so good in that video he put out there, man.
I'm
it's
gonna
amazing
check it
that
out.
Ray, not like 500 pounds with all those good eats that she always cooks like that. It's always amazing. But Jimmy, Valentine's Day and you know, wrestling, they kind of go hand in hand. You think, yeah,
They do.
What are you talking about? You know, there's a lot. You know, it's known for the violence and all that, but hey, all's fair in love and war, right? So love, war, and pro wrestling. But there have been some great love stories throughout the history of professional wrestling, and I think they even get a little bit better because we'll blur the lines here in a couple of these things here. You know, between the storylines and the reality, you know, in their personal lives, things like that. Jimmy T, who would you send out in the professional wrestling world here today? As you know, going back to school when you make the little cards and all that, and you go up to the desk and you drop it in their little basket there, hoping that you get the cute girls dropping it. Who would you send some Valentines today in professional wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question. Is it? Can I say more than one, or just do I have to pick one?
Yeah. You do a couple here. You buy a whole box of Valentines and hand them out.
I mean, shit. I'll be totally
I got
broke.
a cool one here. My little cousin gave me one yesterday during dinner.
Oh, no shit. How's that? Man, no shit, man. It's hard to pick, but I mean, at this point, I say fuck it. How about all of them? All the women in WWE, you know.
Oh, all right. Jimmy's going to be in there dropping Valentines in all of their panties there for.
I am a generous lover. All right.
All right. You know what? You've hit all the ladies up there. I think if I had to send for one lady, she's so damn good looking, but I just can't get over just thinking of her sleeping in a dumpster, aka Joey Janela, Megan Bain on another level. You got to be. She's going to be getting a lot of Valentine's Day cards. You got to believe. You know, I'm going to give a little love, Mr. Tony Khan.
Whoa, wow,
really? Goes, man. You know, all the slack that he takes there, man, but he does truly seem to love professional wrestling in itself and does want and believes that he's doing the best for it, man. How about my boy Red, man? Hey, yeah, he knows all about it. Miss Nikki Bella, you know, getting some Valentines. I'll give her some VD, all right.
Oh, no, but really, you know, if it had to be one for me, it'd probably be Anna Jay, maybe.
Oh, man, I don't see it.
Really? Wow, I'm surprised. I reckon she's very wholesome, man. You know what I mean? She's more natural than most of the chicks in wrestling, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though. Like I said, she could be the biggest friggin' dog for but like, hey, I don't know her personally, so who cares? But also,
her and Jungle Boy still shunning Valentine's together.
I can't believe they are still together, man. But you know what's funny? Speaking of, you brought up Megan Bain before. It's ironic because she's tag team partners with another ex of Janela's. And you know what I've actually dubbed them as from this point, or from last week on? Joey's Angels. That's what they should be called as a tag team.
No, that's terrible.
Joey's Angels, man. Come on. They're both, I mean, one was his ex, one's his current missus. I mean, come on, dude.
How about Eskimo sisters?
I don't know, but the fact that Tony put them together is hilarious.
Well, I think they're genuinely like friends now. So maybe they bonded over how they both used to eat out of a garbage can.
Wow.
So yeah.
Hey, at least Frank agrees with me.
Yeah. So hey, throughout professional wrestling, Jimmy, we've got some great love stories, man. Who are some of your favorite pro wrestling love stories?
Oh. Actually, look, for me, it's got to be Macho Man and Elizabeth, man.
I think that is all-time number one love story in professional wrestling. Yes, is the Macho Man and the lovely Miss Elizabeth. I mean, we go back pretty much. This thing starts prior to WrestleMania 3. Such a big part there. It's still talked about as one of the greatest matches itself between Steamboat and Flair, but the entire story surrounding that, absolutely incredible. And you look at the path that it takes there. They're devastated. They're beaten. Steamboat takes the title at WrestleMania 3. You've got the lovable man child looking for friendship, maybe a little crush with George the Animal Steel that's involved there. Macho, very irritated, very paranoid, jealousy just overwhelming him here. But even after WrestleMania 3, they lose the title. Their love holds strong. They remain together. It built towards a year later where the Mega Powers were born. Macho captures the World Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, again, that jealousy, it sneaks its way back in. Hulkster we talk all day about the wrongdoings of the Hulkster there, putting himself in the middle of that relationship. That's when it goes there. But it really that broke him up. Then the Macho leave, goes out, becomes the Macho King, enlists the services, aligns himself with the sensational one, Queen Sherry. WrestleMania 7, my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. It all comes full circle. 2 absolute magnificent competitors putting it all on the line. Not championships, not pride. It is their entire identity, their careers, their livelihoods on the line. Ultimate Warrior versus the Macho Man, Macho King, Randy Savage. And right before that match gets going, lo and behold, who do they spot there in the audience? To come see if this could be true, to show a little bit of support to the man she never stopped loving, lovely Miss Elizabeth there in the audience. Match goes down. God, what a match it was. So much storytelling, great storytelling, everybody playing their role there. But the Macho Man is vanquished. He is no more. No more. Warrior wins. But does the Macho Man really lose here because he is reunited with that true love? Here comes Miss Elizabeth to be by her man's side.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Elizabeth, will you marry me?
And there we go. We go to match made in heaven, match made in hell at SummerSlam, where we had the ceremony there. As we know, in wrestling, weddings never go well. We're talking about blurring those lines. That was one of those moments later on when I found out the reality of it, when that curtain gets pulled back, that Macho and Liz had actually been married earlier in their careers, had split, and then we got the wedding.
You got divorced, bro.
Well, and Macho held off on those divorce papers and filings so that they would not get leaked anywhere publicly and people didn't think they were together. That's how committed he was to the bit. We got some people over sounding off into the chat. I like Red Man there, Triple H in China. Billy and Chuck. Billy and Chuck over there.
That was a great one.
Probably put it on the good side or one of the other ones. We got Triple H mentioned, but you'd also have to mention Stephanie McMahon. That's one that started as a work and became a shoot. They started all
but,
there.
But this one by J12 saying Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer is his favorite love story.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Match made in heaven there. We got some, another controversial one here that was a shoot, became a work. Edge and Lita.
Oh, yes. There's another one, though, too, that you're forgetting. That God rest their souls, by the way. We're talking about Benoit and Woman.
Well, that would be a tragedy. That would be a heartbreak one. Here's one,
that's true. That's true.
Never bring your wife to work situation. Brock Lesnar and Sable. If Mark Marrow just didn't get Sable involved.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that is one of the most humorous stories, and it's Mark Marrow that tells it. And he is such a great guy, such a good guy, man. And to see that happen to him, but he was at home on injury, and Sable's still touring, and he finds out, he catches word that she's messing around with somebody. So, he starts checking her voicemails, and he's trying to figure out who it is. And it comes to this realization, he's like, I'm gonna kill somebody. This guy, he was a Gold Glove boxer, right?
Yeah,
he could throw down. Mark Marrow was a legit dude, Gold Glove boxer. He's ready to kill somebody. I mean, how would you feel about this? Someone's cheating on with your wife. You're hot. They're gonna have to pay, and you're like, oh shit, it's Brock Lesnar. At this point, you're just like, dude, you can have it. You can have it, man. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Wow. Yeah, no, that's I mean, Johnny be bad to Mark Marrow. I guess he couldn't be bad enough to go up against Brock Lesnar, because I'll be like, you know what? Fuck it. Take it, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't doing shit now. But to be fair, it's just messed up. Mind you, Sable is a lot older than Brock Lesnar, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she loves him young, it seems. Maybe not as young as Vince does, but still likes him young. But this pops me. Frank Pickles barrels out saying HBK and Vince.
Yeah, a lot of rumors going around about that one, man. A lot of rumors about that one. But there's been some...
and his sister, Ryan. Remember that?
Did they have it on air one? I know that
he saved her or whatever, man. I'm pretty sure her name was Ryan, if I remember correctly. Someone correct me.
I know it was Ryan. Shamrock.
Yeah.
And I know she actually pulled the curtain back. She was dating X-Pac for a while.
Yeah, well, X-Pac, he was a bit of a dirty prick back in those days, if you know what I mean. But
Bobby Lashley. So of the actual couples, and we have got a lot. Oh, Deborah, Stone Cold and Deborah. That didn't end so well for Deborah. She got a couple black eyes on that one.
Jeez, I don't want to laugh, but that's true.
So I mean, so we got a lot of couples today inside of professional wrestling, across the board. Who are some of your favorite couples today that you think work, Jimmy T? And the same for the chat there. You can weigh in on your current WWE couple or wrestling couples, because we got them all over the place. They're everywhere, across the board.
I think the most stable one has to be Cody and Brandy Rhodes, man. I mean, come on.
I wonder if Brandy's still at first a lot of people thought would want that spotlight when they got back to WWE, but it seems like she settled in where she doesn't need that. She's kind of just doing her thing.
I mean, shit, she's a mother to two beautiful kids. I'm pretty sure they just had another kid not too long ago. So she's got her hands full, man. She doesn't need to be in the ring and whatnot. I know she wanted to, but I think it's best that she just kicks back and be a mother for once, We
got the power couple, Becky and Seth. They got their beautiful little Rue doing their thing. They're out there doing some good stuff. I know there's some footage out there. They had actually a reality show where they've done some stuff. Bianca and Montez.
True. Well, you mean Fat Tez?
Yeah. He's bulking up. He's just he's bulking up right now.
Just bulking up. So of course he is.
Who else we got, man? A Miz and Maurice.
Yeah. That's true. Actually, Miz and Maurice, Eminem. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was gonna say Tiffy and Kaiser, but I think they're split up now. As a matter of fact,
I think so. Charlotte's been through quite a bit.
Charlotte's been through shall we say what? She's been married 3 times.
3 times, 4th time's the charm, baby. Just coming up. I saw she's actually put herself out there. She is on some dating websites right now. I've been trying to figure out which ones.
Whoa. I'm sure
got my crack eye team on that.
You know what's funny? You know, there's apparently a celebrity version of whatever dating sites out there. There's apparently a celebrity one only for celebrities. I don't know what it's called. I don't think people like us can go onto it, but apparently it's true. It's there. Oh, Eddie and Becky. No, you mean Eddie in China, as a matter of fact.
He might have been even thinking of Vicky.
Oh, Vicky. Oh, well, yeah, true. That's true. That's legit. Yeah. Oh, what about CM Punk and AJ Lee?
AJ Lee right now. That's another one. They both made their rounds around before they found each other. Yeah, that's a good one right there. That might be one of the most fun couples. How about Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona? That's a good one. Seems like there's 2. Oh yeah, Trick Williams and Lash. That's
a good one too, for sure. Trick and Lash. Zane says, "Don't tell women what to do, Jimmy." Don't you worry.
I knew Zane Bishop's beer. He's got that hard on for Jimmy T. He'd show up on Valentine's Day.
He's just jealous, bro.
To show that love. Hey, now I want to ask you. We'll get a little more chat involvement before we jump into the blue brand review here. But Jimmy, I reached out to a dozen or so people inside the locker rooms. Glad we got the Hammer over here because I want to get his opinion on this thing as well. But what do you think, Jimmy, about romantic relationships in pro wrestling? Good, bad? How do you view it? I reached out to over a dozen of those inside the business to get their opinion, also for Hammer over in the chat. But I'm going to get yours first.
Well, technically, it is bad, in my opinion. But if you're single, it's not. Okay. Because at the end of the day...
Not a fan of... Oh, all right.
Well, fuck, man. Most of these guys and girls...
Yeah, I don't think there's any walk of life where we should be condoning people to go out and start cheating in their marriages. But
right, that's what I'm saying. But if you're single and you're ready to mingle and you seem to work with a whole bunch of hot chicks, I mean, you can't go wrong, right? I mean, you'd be traveling with them all the time. You'd be doing your thing with them. You become friends, and the next thing you know it, shit happens. So I think it's a bad thing. Even if you're in the business, it better work out. Because if it don't work out, there's going to be problems, bro.
As I think I probably best said of those that I spoke to, Big Benjamin Chimera, he came back to me a couple times. He said, "There's a lot I want to say to you about this." He's like, "But it's complicated." But when we look at the reality of the situation, you get a bunch of young, good-looking people together like that. Of course, they're going to start jumping on top of each other. It's just going to happen. You know, you're in a very close work environment. It is very physically driven. Appearance-wise and all that. They're all in tremendous shape, good-looking people, regularly on the road with one another. They understand where the others are coming from. And I think that's one thing that Ben was telling me was, when you are dating in it, it's hard to find somebody outside of wrestling that will stick around, that understands your commitment, that understands that lifestyle, the work schedule, those things that are involved with it. But then Chimera was also saying, you start dating inside, man, when you break up, it's extra messy because all of that bad laundry, all that ill will is right there in that locker room, which can make things quite awkward. So you better you have some thick skin, be able to ready to roll on with what you got to do immediately. Well, Hamin, he's talked about it on airways going back when, you saw the influx of women into the locker room, and a lot of them were put there for the boys. So it would kind of phase out the ring rat era.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really happen as much as it used to, right? I mean, I'm sure it does, but it just doesn't seem as out there as it used to be. And I'm talking about the rats, obviously. Back in the 80s and 90s, man, they were everywhere, apparently.
I'm not trying to make light of it for better or worse here, but you don't need to go to the audience to get your kicks when there's people you're attracted to that are actually attractive in the locker room that you're traveling absolutely with.
I mean, shit, if you could just tap and go with the locker room, if you know what I mean, that'll be the ultimate, man. No need to be in any lockdown relationships. Just tap and go. And we could still be friends, man. What's wrong with that?
I know. So it we've had some people where Ben was very adamant, to go find, wife number one away from wrestling. But she knows all about the business. She knows the lingo. She knows how everything works there. You go look, Man Beast. He's got a beautiful young little baby girl now. His wife, they met. They both were at OVW when they met, and then went and got married. So you're going to have those different stories, those different results there. But
it's true.
They just love getting it on.
They love getting it on. And I mean, shit. I mean, I feel like though in wrestling today, though, Rick, is it just me? But do they seem like they're all coupled up more than ever, dude? There's way too many.
Well, okay, but so because they understand each other there. They're all young, good-looking people. It's relatable. They're on the road quite a bit. They're dedicated to their craft. Like I had one of the money marks at the Professional Wrestling Alliance. Like he was against it. He didn't like those booking couples, or trying to stay away from relationships in the locker room. I never saw it as an issue because it was just something unavoidable. It was out there. It was going to happen.
Right. It's true.
But as management, we had to make sure, these are the expectations of, this is what we need an individual to do as a performer, as a talent with us here. We're not catering to your relationship, things like that. So it's also upfront honest with them on that. If they're having a bad day relationship thing, that shit gets checked at the door. Doesn't come into the locker room.
As long as they don't involve other people, then it's fine. But unfortunately, I can only imagine, because everyone's friends and whatnot, I can see a lot of shit getting spoken about and getting leaked out.
Oh, I mean, we've heard all those rumors too. I mean, how many times, does someone in WWE that we hear that someone in a relationship would get moved to a different brand? Yeah, see, I hate that. I hate how they fuck with them like that. So the woman could be open to be hit on by Batista.
And he's I mean, we've heard the rumors about Batista, right? I mean, anyway,
John Cena breaking up engagements.
And he was married before as well, man. And he was a bad one. He didn't discriminate, as a matter of fact, Rick. He was even down to, he didn't care how big the girl was. He was down to give love to them too, bro, as a matter of fact.
Hey, was good and ready to go, man, to get it there. But Jimmy, let's switch a little gears here. Let's get out of this lovey-dovey mood and let's rewind back to yesterday, Friday. As much as today's about love, yesterday, one of those eerie, just kind of keep looking over your shoulder, something might happen kind of days. It was Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, and if you don't think that's scary enough, well, we've got a 3-hour episode of WWE SmackDown to review with you here, brother.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say something actually about that. I didn't think the show was that bad.
No, I don't think it is either. Of course, this week's SmackDown, they did shift gears here a little bit, not on USA, preempted because of the Olympic Winter Games. So we're over on Sci-Fi, which worked for me fine on this thing, but they are coming to us live from Dallas, Texas. Of course, everything is bigger in Texas. And Jimmy, I even had it in the notes here. Everything's bigger in Texas. And it actually seemed like WWE might have been trying with this card, especially the pre-announced matches here. What do you chalk this up to? Because when we had some big matches announced, we had some qualifiers for the chamber that's coming up here in 2 weeks. We had 2 women's championships on the line. So they're trying to stack this thing to get people interested. Do you think this has to do just because they know they got to kind of get some juice into the card there to get people to go over to Sci-Fi? Or is also that they need to drum up more interest in the product overall because of a recent report, some question out there, disappointment in WrestleMania ticket numbers so far? What do you chalk it up to?
Segue. A bit of both, but I do believe the former with what you said, because they're on Sci-Fi, and I was going to say that as well. They're on Sci-Fi. They know they're not going to get as many numbers as they usually do when they're on USA, and I think they just did that so that they can somehow pull as many eyeballs as they can. But now you bring up WrestleMania. I mean, there's even that too, because funny that you brought that up, because now what I'm not telling you this off the air. Last week, I was reading that WWE only had 7,000 tickets to sell for Mania. right? And now it seems like that WWE reportedly concerned about low WrestleMania ticket sales and still refuses to lower prices, even though they just announced today that they're going to be 25% off.
Off, right?
Right. This is yesterday, by the way, what I'm about to read. So, ironically, today they came out saying 25% off. Now, it seems, now let me see. What is the current number? Okay. So, apparently, WWE has sold roughly 36,000 tickets for each night of WrestleMania 42, which is 10,000 fewer tickets than it had sold at the same point last year, heading into WrestleMania 41. You would think that WWE is worried enough to call a meeting about it. The logical thing to do would be to reduce ticket sale prices, which they have. And is this going to make a difference, though, Rick? 25% off. I mean, is it big enough? Shouldn't they do it maybe at 50% off?
I don't even know, because I mean, when you start slashing in points like that, it's really about how you present that as well. Right now, I could have seen them doing, hey, over the holidays here, Valentine's Day, and extend it this week. We love our fans. We want you to be a part of WrestleMania. So it is our giving back package. So when you just come out and slash, it looks like some desperation. Now, but if you can dress that thing up, gimmick it out, then it looks kind of like a real, oh man, maybe we should jump on this thing now. Why these exclusives last. Now, what throws me off here, man. So essentially, at this point, they're 20,000 behind where they were.
Well, I think you said 10,000 behind.
10 a night. You said 10 a night.
Oh, yeah,
right?
true. 20,000, right. When you put it that way, right.
20,000 for both of them here. I would begin looking at this thing. Where are we at also on these different packages? Where can we start comboing things up where we're not necessarily just coming out and slashing and discounting? Because as soon as you start doing that, you realize you either overshot your price point or you're admitting that there just isn't enough interest in the product right here. So you can disguise that. I'm surprised that they didn't go that route, or maybe they already have and they're realizing how far they are behind on this thing.
Maybe. I mean, I heard someone say, I don't know if it was on the show, one of our shows, but someone brought up that apparently the nosebleeds for WrestleMania right now, do you know what the cheapest
like $734 or something like that?
$700, bro. Around this, 700 and something. That's ridiculous.
So again, to me, and then why aren't we looking at packaging here with, actually, I mean, obviously we know they have a great working partnership with Las Vegas. They're getting tons of their kickbacks, things like that. Why aren't we working with their travel bureau, their visitor center stuff, all that, to create more of these packages? I mean, but why aren't they being pushed more to the forefront? To say, we are trying to put together all of this together to you where it's affordable to be here. We'll lay it out for you. We're going to make it real simple. You can buy this package here. When you start bundling to save, it's just it's a better sales tactic, and for your marketing standpoint, than it is to come out and just flat start slashing prices.
I agree with you, man. And stop giving them ideas, because it's common sense, right? It's Valentine's Day. You could have planned this ahead, and even if they didn't, they can mask it where it seems like they were planning that, right? It's easily done. For whatever reason, I guess their marketing team sucks. I said that AEW's marketing team sucks. Well, you could say the same thing about WWE right now, and they've got the machine behind that marketing team, but it seems like they're not doing their job properly.
And it does seem right now, and I know we're still 9 weeks out. Obviously, you're 20,000 tickets behind. There's a sense of urgency here that you need to get caught back up to that number. So, like I said, I'm looking at all these different gimmicks where we can package things to go out there. But, you've got a lot of talking heads that are out there beyond our platform that are really blasting WWE right now for finally, taking them to task for the price gouging. For
as they should.
And what they've done, and this has been their business model the entire time. This should be a surprise to anyone. When you cut out the bottom dollar, you cut out those low end shows. When they got rid of the house shows, you elevate your premium events. They call them premium live events for a reason. So you get premium pricing on those. So when there's less at the bottom, it rises the comp cost on the top. Now, what they did is actually over inflate that. Do you think that they would actually be having this struggle right now for this this year's WrestleMania had they just stuck with the initial plan and went to New Orleans, because it would have been a different location, different destination. Obviously, we've had WrestleManias in New Orleans, but not back to back like this. I have a feeling a lot of people, and going to Vegas is a little different than, let's say, if you're going to New Orleans, or if they held it in Dallas or something like that. Just the cost, the fixed in expenditures of Vegas are astronomical compared to those other places.
Oh,
so,
no,
like,
absolutely.
you know, somebody like Scotty Woodford that went last year and had a blast. He did, hit every event that he wanted. He represents that mass audience there. How many of them can turn around, not just can, but want to turn around and do the exact same thing in the exact same city again?
Yeah, see, I think that was a mistake, especially how they announced they were going to New Orleans and then they go back to Vegas suddenly because they offered more friggin' money. I mean, come on, WWE, that's not good business, and they should know that, for starters. You know what I mean? So the fact that they did that is just a bad business move, in my opinion. And when you're going to Vegas, you know, you're talking about the money and all the money that you need to go there. You've got the friggin' also the prospect of gambling, man. You know, you're going to be tempted to like throw away a bit of money on the slots or roulette, whatever you got to do, right? That in itself, I think, will deter fans from going to Vegas again, because they don't want to blow all their money, in Sin City. I mean, I'd be worried because I know I'd be going crazy.
I mean, yeah, I just, there's a lot of people do the same thing. Like every year from March Madness opening weekend, we'd go to Vegas. It was just ritual, and after, so many years, though, it loses its luster. It's not exactly, what it used to be and all that. What's that?
Could you live in Vegas?
I got friends that live there, but you learn how to, you stay off the strip and all that.
Yeah, well, you got it.
You're not there every night. I got quite a few friends. Actually, they were teachers. That when they graduated, they got huge bonuses to move out there to work there because they were recruiting people. So
right, yeah. I mean, a lot of my friends have gone to Vegas.
Just kind of interesting there, but it did seem, as I was looking at the preview for this week's SmackDown, some big matches. I even thought to myself, like, damn, it looks like they're trying here. What's the reason? Because yes, we all know this. The product has been absolutely stale as fuck. But again, we are on the road to WrestleMania, but 2 weeks from now, we gotta make a detour, man. We're gonna stop in Chicago for a little event called the Elimination Chamber. Jimmy, we've been having qualifying matches. Who's going to participate in each of those big, demonic, damning, just disgusting structures there for a shot at a main event at WrestleMania? We have two big qualifiers here on this show. Jimmy, let's jump in. Let's talk about those chamber matches. Let's kick it off, our conversation here with this week's SmackDown with the men's side of things here. We know who we got in right now, right? Randy Orton and LA Knight are qualified.
Yep.
And last night we had a big third qualifier. I was looking forward to this one. They announced it last week. We talked about it here on the show. Like, wow, I mean, this is kind of a big match feel for it. We got Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn. All three of these guys very kind of personally invested in this thing. Got some good stories that are intertwining here. They go out there for the main event. Speaking of odds, you were talking about gambling and all that.
Right.
Sami Zayn, the odds makers had the favorite to win this thing last night, but we
Really?
know now that is not true. I was surprised by this match. Cody Rhodes defeats Jacob Fatu and Sami Zayn despite the best efforts of Drew McIntyre. This match goes out. We just obviously got the triple threat rules. Anything go down here. First one to get pinfall or submission is going to claim that spot inside of the chamber. Rhodes, Fatu, Zayn. They each said some segments on the show to kind of let you know where their mindsets were at. They know there's some personal heartache between these guys. They're all determined. They want that spot at WrestleMania. They're going to go out there and deliver a blockbuster main event. But Drew McIntyre's got other plans. He sets it up. He's going to be damned if Fatu wins this thing, but especially Cody. Cody is not going to get anywhere near that main event at WrestleMania, that title picture. Drew's all into this thing, man. He is kicking everybody's ass. Kind of becomes like a fatal four-way with the outside interference here.
Yeah, you know what? It's refreshing because about time the champion, and I'm talking about Drew McIntyre, is actually trying to get the best scenario for himself. Like, you know, in his mind, he thinks Sami Zayn's the weakest link, right? So you'd want to wrestle Sami Zayn for the championship. And that's the whole reason why he was trying to get Sami to win the match, which I thought was great because no one does that. No heels have really ever done that in wrestling before. Like when you think about it, right? I mean, but they should. They should be going for the weakest link, and hopefully the weakest link does win and whatnot. And if he did win,
I did think it was an interesting approach too, and and even
Yeah.
like in the build to it throughout the show. And I also want to do applaud WWE from this one for this main event. I thought they did a decent enough job of keeping me interested and reminding me throughout the show. Because I said they all three got some talking points here. We had some interaction between them. We had some hype video packages here. But even Drew's telling Sammy, like, I believe in you. You're the one
Yeah.
that should be, it's kind of tongue in cheek towards him, but you're right. Drew is that opportunist. He's planning this thing out. What's going to work best for him? He doesn't want the
Right.
best competition. He wants the guy that he feels he can put down the easiest.
Exactly.
The wounded dog that's,
Yeah.
is about ready to get taken out back and get shot. That's who Drew wants to fight at WrestleMania. And he does everything that he can in this thing. He's breaking up pins. He's putting people through tables. We're getting Claymore kicks left and right here. I mean, even to the point where he's dragging Sami Zayn lifeless body over Cody Rhodes and laying it over him for the 3 count. And out of nowhere, Cody Rhodes kicks out of this thing.
Dude, I hated the finish. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like the fact that Cody won the way he did.
That is the finish. I mean, I thought it was going to end there with Sami winning.
I thought too. So did I.
And then Cody kicks out, comes up. Drew tries to get back into the ring. Sami comes in, hits a hub kick, and then Cody picks it up with the crossroads and is able to get the win. I was kind of surprised that Cody won this thing.
So was I, and I was surprised that the fans cheered still with that win. I was thinking, oh, they could turn on him right here. But you know what, Rick? I still think there's going to be more to this story than meets the eye. I don't think we're going to get a one-on-one match.
Are we setting up for a fatal 4-way?
Yeah, I think they are, dude. And I bet you that's what's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, I just think that's where it's going. And I'm cool. I'm down with that. I think it would be a good main event for night 1 of WrestleMania because it'll be jam-packed, full of excitement and just fun, I think.
I'm still, for my WrestleMania big matches, I like the traditional stuff. I know last week when we were kind of talking about the how to put together a WrestleMania card, we were speculating where they might go. We talked about a triple threat with Fatu and them, but we did. Each of us had Sami left off our WrestleMania card. I got a feeling, as you mentioned there, Jimmy, we're going to end up going towards a fatal 4-way.
It's the only way. I mean, I'm just waiting for it, and you'll see by next week they're going to announce that for sure.
Now, with the chamber itself, do you see Fatu and Sami not being in that? Or is at least one of them going? All right, so I was looking at this. So next week we got another qualifier here on SmackDown. We're going to have another one on Raw. That ends up giving us 5.
Okay.
The go-home shows, will they have like a wild card match for the people that just missed qualifying for that last chamber spot?
That's a possibility too, man. Because then, no, you're right. You can't have a 5-way, right? Because in the winner of Elimination Chamber.
You know what a 5-way is here in Cincinnati?
What's that?
Spaghetti, chili, onions, bean, cheese. 5-way. Cincinnati 5-way.
That's a good 5-way, actually. Ooh. But actually, now you just blew up my thoughts, bro.
Hey.
Now that when you just said that, you just literally it just blew up.
You know what I like more than chili on my willy? America's favorite brand. Vaseline, brought to you here on Valentine's Day here on the Smack Attack. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody there.
Oh no. Well, J12 says, I hate to say it, but for the story to make sense, would Sami need to win that 4-way to redeem himself from Rumble Squash? Cody and Fatu take each other out and Sami pins Drew, no?
I think storyline wise, it might be, they might be thinking that is a moment for Sami to have that big payoff moment. What bigger spot to have that than at WrestleMania? But stay tuned for it. But it looks like that's where we might be going But we do have Cody goes over. So we know he is going to be joining the crew there inside of the chamber. We also get an announcement, one of those other spots next week. We're going to find out who that's going to be. I know he's going to be wanting to talk about Trick Williams is going to be in that match. Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest is going to be our triple threat next week on SmackDown to get in there. While we're talking about old Tricky Williams there, let's talk about that real quick. Trick Williams on SmackDown last night. He's going out there and he is whooping Ray Phoenix. Jimmy, what'd you think about the match between these two? Just kind of like a little fun exhibition display for Trick out here, but your thoughts?
You know, forget Trick because it's all about Trick here, but boy, is Ray Phoenix getting the kibosh on him or something. I mean, he's always walking out like I've been saying week in, week out with the booby face. He's booby facing it again. He looks so not happy about his situation in WWE right now. Is he being used as a glorified upper mid-card jobber, dude, at this point?
What else is he? What else is he? Where else should he be? I always ask people this when they're like, oh, they should be getting something else. Where are you going to book him? Because if you give him a spot, you got to take a spot away from someone. Should he be in the you think Ray Phoenix should be in the chamber? Should Ray Phoenix be beating Trick Williams?
No.
If anything, in my notes, this match went entirely too long.
Shit.
Ray Phoenix, his job should have been to go out there, and his athleticism and his ability to create motion should have been to show how much of a star Trick Williams is. That is your mission. Wow. Go do that, buddy. It went way too long. Trick should have looked way better in picking up a very decisive victory here. That's about Trick Williams. Ray Phoenix, you can sell your mask. They're always going to work for you, dude. You are. It's mid-card. Put over. That's it.
Well, apparently he's being jobbed out because he's J12's hermano mexicano. Oh, well, I mean, it is what it is. I feel bad for him, but you're right. I know what you're saying, but
people always say that, and I ask, well, where are you going to put him? How are you going to get Ray Phoenix over? Where do you think he belongs on this card?
He should have been on Raw with LWO or some shit like that. And believe me, I'm one of those guys that thinks that he shouldn't be paired with his brother.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Are you calling me
love up all day? But here comes racist Jimmy. Just put all Latinos in one bus.
Here we go. I mean, shit. If they're going to do it, I'm going to fucking point it out. You know what I mean? There's no other way right now. J12, you say with Penta, but I actually disagree. I don't want him anywhere near Penta, me personally. I actually want Penta to shine on his own for now. But in the future, they're going to have to pair him up. Just for Ray's sake.
I don't think Penta needs it. Penta doesn't need it. So now we're going to drag Penta down.
Does not need it 100%. But
I think that's why they separated them to see which one was going to do it, which one couldn't. And I'm not knocking Ray Phoenix, great talent. I mean, go out there, put on some oohs and ahs, things like that. But this is where he needs to be, putting over your future stars. And it went too long there with Trick.
I find this interesting. The Hamin says Trick looks small.
Yeah, because when you're in there going 50-50 with that, selling moves with someone that you should be dominating, you're working down to their size. But it should have been real quick. If Trick was going to be on the sell and you're going to have Ray go on the offensive here, it should have been just maybe green rookie mistakes from Trick that are figured out real quick. So, I mean, you got maybe 2 minutes of offense from Phoenix to go in there and hit. And 2 minutes is a lot for somebody like Ray Phoenix, who can generate a lot of movement and a lot of motion like that.
Right. And Hamin agrees with you.
You also, with the size difference there, Trick is able to create a lot of very visual, impactful moves here, because Ray can get up real big, and when he comes down, it even looks harder, and it makes Trick more bulking in everything that he's doing there. One of the reasons I love Javon Evans so much now, as I'm really starting to watch him, is how tall and lanky he is and how he uses his size and he spreads that ring. Here's when he jumps up that, I mean, the ring looks small because Evans knows how to use his body and expand it and create all this motion inside of that. You could have had Ray as a dance party with Trick to kind of do that there, but they go out there with this 50-50 stuff, trying to give the perception where people like you, Jimmy, and they're like, oh, poor Ray. No, that's exactly where he should be here.
Yeah, I just feel bad for him. I really do, because I think he thought differently when he signed with WWE, but It is
I think it's going to
be
be interesting next week. No, we thought I'm going to a better payday. I'm working for the biggest company in the world.
Oh, that's true.
Going to be interesting next week in that men's qualifier. Rick Williams and Carmelo are going to be in the ring together.
It will be interesting, but surely
I think that starts setting up those two for a match at Mania.
you think so right off the bat. I would build a little longer than that, though.
I'm not saying they say it in the match. I said it starts the build towards it.
Okay, I was going to say, well, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So yeah, you got to start somewhere, man. You got to start somewhere. And Damian,
Can we wait though for that a little bit? I
What do you
wouldn't
wanna
rush
wait for?
into that. I mean, wait a little longer.
What
Wait
do
till
you-
SummerSlam or something.
No, do it at WrestleMania.
Mania
With
straight
Carm-
off the bat?
yeah.
All right.
It's 9 weeks away. We got to start building towards some stuff here. You got to sell them tickets, Jimmy. You got to sell them tickets.
I guess you're right.
Over on the ladies' side of things, when it comes to the chamber, already qualified. We got one titty time. She was on the show. We're going to talk about her in a
She
minute.
was
Rhea
overdue.
Ripley. Rhea Ripley. She was on the show. We're going to talk about her here in a little bit. But for the next qualifier, Alexa Bliss, she is going to she's going to be joining them as she defeated Sven Julia and Zelina Vega last night. I think we all kind of saw where this match here was kind of going. They got the tag team tie-in with Bliss and Charlotte, Sven Julia, person boots. Kind of the odd person out here is Vega, who ends up eating the pin.
As she should.
The sister Abigail at the end there. But a little heat still brewing there between Bliss and Charlotte and Julia and Kiana James. So, I mean, they're not done yet here. As you said, Tiffany. Hey, look at this guy here.
Well,
Pushing some of that
in
weed.
the house.
This is a guy that exactly can break down when I was talking about creating movement in a ring. That's what he was known for. Going in there, working with the big guys and creating that creating those moments. Hack, what's up, man?
What's good, guys? Happy Valentine's Day. You hear me okay? Not too much echo?
No, you're fine, man.
Yeah, banging day over here at the joint. Love is in the air. If not, smoke a big one and love yourself, I guess, at home. You know, that's what you got to do.
Hey,
Well, happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
A perfect spot, Ben, for today's show sponsor. If you want to treat your hand like any sweat hog's old lady and you're Rick Rude, just reach for that lube. America's favorite brand, Vaseline, is our Valentine's Day sponsor here on the Smack Attack. Hacker, hey, real quick, we'll go back what we were talking about in our Valentine's conversation. Romantic relationships inside wrestling locker rooms. I know I've talked to you about it before. You've seen a lot of them. You say stay away from them, but you've seen plenty of them work out as well.
Have we?
I don't know. I guess maybe
If you're talking about divorce rates just in America alone, right? 50, 60%. Wrestling's probably at 80, 90%. Right? Whether it's switching wives from one ex-worker to another, it's that, you know, we're in this weird carny mafia sorority fraternity lifestyle where we look at fans, even though we are fans, as marks, and we act like we're superior, but we've got some secret, even though everybody is in on the secret. You know, the badge of honor of putting your body on the line is really all it's become for people's entertainment. And in that, you're not going to be able to have a healthy relationship outside of wrestling usually, because you're on the road. You can't commit to having kids. You can't, you know, commit to being there when on the weekends, you know, that's a big thing too. So you're going to look for somebody inside your own small circle who feels like they're elite over the civilians too. And, you know, everyone's sexy and looks good, obviously. So there's that whole part of it as well. So it's like you're in some weird reality show living it, like where they want you to hook up, you know? And I'm not saying it doesn't work I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people, but chances are you're not going to be able to work your significant other. Not to say you should be, but just the way people are. And then things kind of run their course because it was maybe more about convenience than it was the true connection. And that what we shared was a love of wrestling. And that's fine, but I don't know if that's going to make the best marriage down the road. You know what I mean? When you get the 7-year itch. So it's a weird thing where it's very few and far between that find love outside of wrestling and it actually works. I've been very fortunate with wife number one, because that's the thing. If you do date a civilian or marry or what have you, they're in by proxy. They're a mob wife.
What was
my
it like
wife
introducing her to that?
Well, I mean, she got thrown into the deep end because we were together for maybe like 6 months, and then she moved in with me in Louisville, and where we lived in the forest in these apartment complexes called the Forest, like it was everybody there, totally awesome. Jamin, Santino, Hog Wild, all of them live there. Like, so you are gonna hear all the kayfabe, the inside vernacular, and understand. So if I was to try and talk carny in front of my wife, she's going to know exactly what I'm saying. So it's not or if you like even small things, like when we go to resorts and like there'll always be some super jacked guy on gas or some super hot chick with huge fake gimmicks, and just look at her, she'll look at me, she's like, they're trying to get signed. Like, like she knows, bro. Like, she knows. So they're in by proxy. And even then they had Mob Wives the show, right? Like, those ladies weren't out putting hits on people, but they know the fucking rules of the game, and you don't step outside them. And and the other part is, if you're dating a civilian woman, they say don't bring her around the boys because they're going to try and bang her out, and that's 100% true too.
We talked about that. Our number one example was poor Mark Merrow.
Yeah, and that's just like, I hate to throw it on him, but you could go to John Cena's record of messing up relationships. It doesn't matter, and it's not dependent on one person, Brock or whoever, right? Like, it's just
it's like the most humorous story of one. Like, you find somebody cheating on your wife, and you're like, "Fuck, it's Brock Lesnar."
Yeah, and there's a weird incestuous carny queers and addicts to every theater and TV show. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it is when you're in a cast and people want to date the star and they feel good about it, and then things run their course usually with that. So it's never really based for the best marriage possible of understanding, especially if you marry a worker and you're a civilian, then you're always probably second guessing them. Speaking of great workers, Mike Skyros in the house here.
Yeah, speaking of somebody looking to get signed, damn, jacked up.
Yeah, speaking of sexy, goddamn, look at that son of a bitch.
I'll just let you know.
But yeah, man, definitely, you can find love, and I'm not saying like to question anybody's relationship, Seth or CJ Perry and Rusev. I'm sure they care about each other very much, but it just seems like it's just a high divorce rate percentage, to the point that the guy who ran WWE was sleeping in his own boathouse while having 19 NDAs, and his wife slept in the mansion. You know what I mean? Like, it's very strange.
Well, what about Candido and Sonny, for example? I mean, that's a perfect example, right?
Because you can't look at women in this business as like innocent. Oh my God, I was taking advantage, dude. They're as fucking cutthroat as they want to be. I don't want to talk about anybody's, past sex life or anything like that, but I've seen, like, I'm not going to fuck it. She won't care. My girl, Old Dirty. If Old Dirty's out on the town, she don't give it. She's on the hunt like a man. Now she's married now, but I'm talking 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, a worker, there's men, there's women, there's workers. And when you fucking get to worker, you don't go backwards like that. So it doesn't matter what you're into sexual orientation wise. When you are truly in this mafia, you just have a different view of the entire planet. And shout out to the chat, everybody putting over some nice shit. I tanned yesterday. I'm on the Caesar Bononi program, feeling good. You know, thank you. I've been working hard since September. I appreciate those compliments in the chat. And yeah, man, just trying to be healthy and take care of my body after, 20 years of beating the shit out of myself. But good rib that now I get in shape after my career is over.
You do. You're looking great, Ben, for sure, man.
I wouldn't go that far. I got a long way to go, but thank you.
Ben on SmackDown last night. You watch it each and every week. You, Stevie, and Mr. Russo sit down over on the Russo brand, review it on Tuesdays, Raw and SmackDown. Jimmy and I were talking about last night as they went into this thing. Of course, they have the preempt with the Olympics. They're over on Sci-Fi. It could have been one of the reasons, but it looked like they were trying a little bit more to draw some attention. We had two pretty big, star sized qualifiers for the chamber. We had two women's championship matches. Do you chalk this up, this maybe extra trying to draw eyes to Sci-Fi for the couple of weeks, or because of reports that we've heard about disappointing numbers with WrestleMania ticket numbers? Jimmy pulled some of those up. From this point last year, they're already behind for both nights, combined 20,000 tickets.
Well, the chickens have come home to roost when you focus on greed and corporatocracy versus integrity of your product, and you're fulfilling the needs of your return buyers, and they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on synergy, flywheel, ticket sales, gouging, and as a corporate bottom line strategy, if you're a cold-hearted corporate bastard, it's about that money. Yeah, that's only going to work out for a short amount of time. Now the chickens are coming home to roost, and they're going, where's our diehard fans? Well, you burned them. You can only burn them so many goddamn times. And they were burned creatively since the McMahon era. So now there's no new good creative. At least if we're getting something worth paying for, they might buy it. Now the creative's even more shit from where it was shit, and the price tripled. What do you expect to happen? Where in this equation is the ability to convert new viewers, success of numbers going up? Everything you're doing is to burn your audience. So I told us so. So the fact that they're doing something on SmackDown, I'm glad you liked it and looked at it that way, of like, these are big qualifying matches. Qualifying matches don't mean shit to me, because tournaments don't really mean shit if you're not going to do, or Elimination Chamber, or something with the internal strife and storyline inside of these matches. If you're just having matches to get to another match, what emotion is there attached to that?
I think there was emotion. You got the working parts with Cody, Fatu, and Sammy. They all have had interaction with each other. You've got some personal issue. I mean, so there is. It's not just like randomly drawn.
In that one, I would agree. And that's one segment out of a 3-hour show. Like, you're not wrong. So they did the bare minimum on their main event storyline.
Now, I'm not praising this thing as brilliant writing, but I also did just put over for them that I thought, every competitor in the men's qualifier had a segment. They had a couple multiple. They had a video. You had Drew interacting. So they did a better job than usual of just tune in for the minute. They did some things to interweave in throughout the show to keep you a little.
And I love it, Rick, that you're like trying to give them props on a better job than usual. But if I crap in one hand and have diarrhea in the other, I still got 2 handfuls of shit. And that's exactly what this show is. It's bare minimum. We're now having to put over the bare minimum. Well, at least they did the bare minimum. And then, isn't that good? No, they had 3 women's matches. Every one of them was business exposing, embarrassingly bad. And this new trope of the women get it quicker than the men do. The fuck they do. The fuck they do, game. Because what I'm seeing is Jade Cargill stutter stepping before she throws a duck one clothesline, putting her arm behind her back to get chicken winged, getting into position. Nothing's a struggle. Everything is paint by numbers. Move here, move here, move. They're business exposing bad with how bad their strikes are. Nia Jax major botches in the first women's opener. With all natural Jordan Grace versus Jade. Dude, They worked awesome heat, like really good. That match was so good in the beginning. You want to know why I think that? Because it looked exactly like the one I put together when I had to face Joe Pimentel and Mental Joe Pimentel in Canada, who had only worked 3 matches, and I had to make it and keep it simple and not expose him. And they're working all this arm heat on Jade. I'm going, wow, good, simple, keep it simple, arm heat. 2 minutes later, arm heat completely forgotten about. She's throwing clotheslines, she's doing dips. They're rotten, bro. And it's not on Jade, and it's not. And I think All Natural Jordan Grace was trying to cover her and did as best she could. But they work all this arm heat, and then it's gone. Guess what? You're not good at this. You don't really care about the art form. People are telling you you're great because you're on a ton of gas and your ass cheeks are out and people want to bang you. But when it comes to when the bell rings, you're exposed, especially in a 15-minute match. Why would you ever let her be in the ring that long, Jade Cargill? Everything she did looked amateur as shit, and she's super jacked. How do you take someone who looks like a Marvel superhero and make them look like crap? Because you're letting her try to get in there and wrestle spot for spot, and she's just walking into things. There's no struggle out of stuff. It's just slip behind, and what's the next thing? I'm trying to remember. And then we have Dominic and Judgment Day at ringside. They're doing dirty Dom chants. These girls are out there taking bumps, pulling complete focus. No one gives a shit about them. No one gave a damn about those.
They have the Valentine state right there at ringside. We got 2 of your best character workers there, drawing all the attention away. I mean, was that maybe by design so it wouldn't expose the in-ring? I mean, obviously it's a bad choice.
But now we're splitting focus, and the audience is doing that. So at home, when they're chanting Dirty Dom, what am I supposed to think about this match?
You're not even thinking about the match. It's an afterthought.
You got it, my guy. So now you're in there taking bumps, and nothing means nothing. So we had that match. Into that, and then we had a third girls match.
On that real quick, because I have a question for you, please and perfect, because that's where we were at. Did it seem weird, because we've had a couple of weeks where All Natural Jordan Grace has been kind of like chasing that match with Jade. Jade's been kind of like blowing her off with it, and it seems like it looks like it was a build maybe towards the chamber for this, something else. They just kind of blow it off on a SmackDown. Are they moving on from these 2 girls? I mean, why rush this thing so quick? And as you said, it's not even a featured program. It's like, pay attention to the magic trick that's happening over here, not the match in the ring.
Exactly. And Jordan Grace hasn't even been built on main TV yet. And she's got to get out there and carry Jade. What could possibly go wrong now?
That's why.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, out of all 3 girls matches, even though I have issues with that, that was the best one. The one with Alexa Bliss. Brutal, just brutal work, like business exposing bad. Looks like kids imitating wrestlers on an elementary school playground level of work. And we have 3 of those matches on the show with Game on Unreal saying the girls get it more than the guys do quicker. Okay, so so now they want to do, hey, everybody's just a wrestler. I don't see sexual orientation or color. Then the bell rings, and you see that these girls are fucking rotten and should not be on TV at this point. And I don't blame those girls. I blame the agents, the creative, the producers who are putting them out there to make their show look terrible. And when you have 3 women's matches on one show, all of them mean less than, because women's match is a feature. And now you're trying to normalize it as just part of the show. So now we might have had 1 bad women's match and gotten by it and just went like, oh, they're girls. They did a good job. Well, that's sexist. We got to give them equal time. Give them equal time. See what happens. Well, WrestleMania numbers are way down. Well, our ratings are way down. Well, nobody gives a shit because ESPN doesn't want to put this out there because they're embarrassed to watch them work. And so am I. And again, it's not on the performers. It's just throwing people. You might as well just start taking people out of the crowd and letting them have matches. That's pretty close how we are to it.
Well, that's called All Elite Wrestling. There's a show for that. But yeah, that's the other question I wanted to talk about as well. I mean, when we look at the blame for the ticket sales being down at WrestleMania, we go across the board. We look at the program. We talk about creative every week across the board. NXT, Raw, SmackDown. These shows are becoming more and more dominated by women's division segments.
And how's that working out for them? They expose the business because nobody believes a 110-pound girl is beating up anybody. They want to act like they're porn stars, but don't sexualize them. So that's a weird message right there, every one of them. And then the equal rights, and we trained and we did this. When I say women are a feature, or I say they're FR, I'm not trying to just berate them because I don't enjoy it. Like, women are a feature on the show, usually in segment 2 as a palate cleanser after an opening babyface match, is a feature that makes them special. And this is what fans at home don't understand, because they've never been trained and they hear me say things and they just, Finn Balor's a heel. What's he mean? Dude, in your home country, you're a babyface. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's these things with fans that when I talk, it's basic to us, but it's way above their comprehension sometimes. But, you know, wrestling's a flame to a moth for retards, so that's how it goes. But when you put 3 of them out there, now none of the girls mean anything. Whereas if you wanted to highlight Jade and all natural Jordan Grace, slot them in number 2 spot, and that's it. That's the women's match on the show. So if it's good or bad, they just know they saw the women go at it and it was good, and now we're on to the rest of our storyline in the show. So what they're trying to do with the equality of women's lib in wrestling, not until you train these women to be 10-year pros, 15-year pros. And even then, Mercedes Moné is a 15-year pro, rotten as shit, business exposing bad.
The worst. Yeah.
So
I have shitty matches too. I can be called the shits too. We all can have bad ones, but to consecutively over a decade to be on TV and come out, act like you're over, and just have the most rotten strikes, rotten punches, there's no excuse for that. There isn't. And they'll go, well, you're not on TV. What do you know? Did you ever train 10,000 hours on how to throw a punch and a kick? Because it's brutal to watch as somebody who does this as a career for an art form. You know, it's got to be like Rembrandt judging an elementary school finger painting competition. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, let me get your take on this one, because character work. 2 of the things on this show that I did enjoy, and they involve character work. I haven't had a whole lot of positive things to say about the last couple of weeks, but he's finding a way here, turning some chicken shit into chicken salad. I really enjoyed the segment the last couple of weeks with Gargano about how he's lost everything. His tag team partner left. He doesn't have his mask. He doesn't have a title. He's just kind of just moping around. He's just poor.
Did he wrestle? Did he wrestle at all? Was he one of the most standout things on the? Was he one of? He was on a crate, and they even stuck to the bit, and his wife pushed him afterwards on the crate. He didn't get up, get his shit together. He said yes to the game, and I'm going to heighten and explore, and we're going to keep going with this and play it out. In that 60-second bit, we connected. Why? Because it's emotion-based. We see depression. We see loss. It's in a satirical comic kind of way. We even see his wife's frustration. I just named 3 major emotions that were not in 90% of this show on any of these fucking matches. And a guy got over in 45 seconds by just saying that he's depressed, he feels sad, here's what he lost, and I'm going to suck my thumb and cry about it some more. That's all we needed. Now, compare that to the dog shit, completely written scene of Charlotte Flair giving her tag partner an autograph and telling her that she's going out, only so we could then show her huge new fake gimmicks with no bra on and nobody connected to shit. All I saw was some tit and some terrible match afterwards. And there was nothing worth writing home about except reviewing that match going, that's how you're going to use these people you've had for a decade? That's embarrassingly bad. And whoever wrote that and produced that and allowed that to get to TV should be fired by the end of this week.
Absolutely. Other segment there that popped me, and he's been doing pretty well with the character work, starting to get a little reaction from the crowd. Valentine's Day, he had a little poetry to be read. Kit Wilson and Obafemi are going to have a match next week, and we get this whole thing set up in a backstage segment. No need to go to the ring, drawn out shit. And
I gotta believe that the person who wrote this segment wrote that terrible Charlotte Flair segment. He walks in with a journal of his own that was just a piece of shit book that they put a pink piece of paper and had it typed out Kit's journal on it, where then the GM, who should be impartial, snatches it out of his hand and reads a "Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue" poem to Obafemi to set up a match. That's what we're going. That was the highest quality that a writer's room of 16 people could come up with this week. Mike, you like that Obafemi segment last night where roses are red, violets are blue? Thought that was good? Best ever, Mike says. He can't wait to be on SmackDown. He's pumped about it.
WWE #1.
Yeah.
I think I'm just excited to see Obafemi go out there and smash this dude again. That, to me, last week, that was still like the best segment match in SmackDown for the last year. Just seeing Obafemi smash that dude.
I guess, man. But even that dude's woke culture shit is a year behind where it should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Aren't we past all the woke culture warriors? They just look like a rib now. So this, again, we've missed the bus and we're coming in way late. And roses are red, violets are blue promo. People worked 40 hours this week, 60 hours maybe. And that's the best they could come up with.
Yeah, it's bad.
One other thing here for the to talk about on the show, as they say it, the hottest ticket town's that U.S. Open, that U.S. Championship Open Challenge, baby. It's so hot that everybody wants in on it. Hey, we got somebody. He showed up off of the milk carton. Apollo Crews, where you been, buddy? He's back out of nowhere.
Biggest pop of the night really was Apollo Crews after not on TV for 9-10 months for no real reason, right? Easily. And then doesn't go over or get jump started. Last time we saw him, I think he was running 40-yard dashes. They were trying to make him into like Bo Jackson or some shit. This is the dangerous time for him, because if they have no plan and they just brought him out, now they can go, well, see, he didn't get much reaction. He's not that over, and they have a reason to let him go. So
instead of maybe getting a pop for a surprise challenger, we get the backstage something that sets it up, and we don't even get a U.S. Open challenge. We get a 10-man tag match, baby.
OVW post TV go home. I've seen many of them, and well, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a shotgun finish, waterfall. Everybody gets their shit in, and it looks goofy by the time you get to the 8th and 9th guy. And I will say, big Samoan, giant Samoan there, Kane Samoan. They're trying to build him and shine him, and I thought guys did good business for him in this match. These matches are easy as long as the timing is there, because you don't have to do a ton. There's 10 guys to take all the bumps. You just got to feed in at the right time to get your shit in and then get your clock cleaned. So the 10-man, I just kind of tuned out because they're still talking about the Wyatts and the Wyatts versus Samoans. And we got Samoans who don't do headbutts that are painting their faces like it's fucking. Yeah, well, to me, it reminds me of what's the black action movie from the 90s where they robbed the bank? Fuck.
Money Train?
No, they were all like Vietnam. What's that?
No, because I was thinking Money Train, but it's not. They're robbing a train, not the freaking bank.
Yeah, no. Shit, chat will help out with that. But like, and I know people are like, that's what they wore in Japan. Well, that's stupid too. If you're a Samoan and you're painting your face black and white, you're an idiot. You don't need to do that unless it's some type of Aboriginal thing that thank you, my man Hammer, dead presidents. To me, it reminds me of dead presidents every time I see it. It has nothing to do with when they were in Japan, they did this, or that this is their native culture. No. It's a stupid, simple thing that they're doing that makes no sense and isn't quantified. And now the Samoans who don't do headbutts or diving headbutts or anything like that are fighting the fucking team from the dark side. Like classic Samoans versus Monsters mashup. What? Like, none of it makes sense, guys. It's just, they got 5 guys, you got 5 guys. Let's go get a burger.
You don't remember the classic tale of Samoans versus zombies? I mean, that's a story as old as the Bible.
Yeah. So right away I'm checked out on anything. And meanwhile, they have the Wyatts, and it's sheer laziness, sheer lack of budget. They should be creating the setup of the Scooby-Doo world where the Wyatts live, right? Their Universal Studio thing. And then you bring the Samoans into their world for the Scooby-Doo chase type thing. But even then, the Samoans are heels going after what? Babyface goblins? Like, nobody is established in the right way whatsoever. Nobody has their own world. And even if you're playing Samoan and Iraqi or whatever, nobody's sticking to the tropes or the bits that have been set up before you.
No, it's true. It's lazy.
Yeah. And then they go, why are we down 25% in sales?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And why are we still even having this feud between the Samoans or the Tongans and the
we got 5 guys and you got 5 guys.
Exactly
That's
right.
why.
It's exactly
Numbers.
what it is.
The numbers.
Emily's got 5 boyfriends. Oh, I was dead. Thought you were at when they walked by. So does Lakota.
5-on-5 pickup basketball, baby. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, dude. So, the main event did well, but Cody and Sammy and those guys should be flawless at this time. There shouldn't be holes in their game. But again, everybody should be there. So when I have to watch Alexa Bliss miss by this much on kicks in the corner, and then, that's on the same show, there can't be that much of a gap in quality control.
Absolutely. Here, that covers the show for us here. I'm trying to think of going back of anything that we kind of missed.
Before we do finish up and stuff, Rick, I just wanted to ask you, Ben, where do you think they're going with this with WrestleMania with Cody and Drew? Do you think we end up with a 4-way dance at Mania? Like, what's happening here, man? Because I don't understand the whole thing over here. You got everyone involved, but what are you doing with them in the long run?
Yeah, what is their id, right? Like, Drew's is just to ruin people's day and troll, but still be champ. So not be a strong champ, but be like a FU champ. Cody is a baby face who's irate, but why? And, like, nobody kidnapped his kids. Nobody, tried to bang his wife or anything. So it doesn't make sense that he's as irate as he is.
Drew
corners
stepped on
match,
that
all
picture
that.
of his dad.
Yeah.
4 corners match to me just means there's 2 other guys involved that don't have an emotional stake, and now it's about wrestling. And when we just have it about wrestling with no emotional underlying storyline, the payoff is always way, way less, and numbers go down, and nobody's attached to it. You're just in the crowd doing a "this is awesome" chant because they kicked out of the 9th high spot that they should have taken at home 2 moves ago, but everybody's an asshole for false finish time. So where are they going with it? No place positive that's going to turn things around in the next 2 months, my guy. I'll tell you that much, because the stories they're committed to don't have much teeth in them already. So unless they figure out a way to make some drastic, like, swerves going into it, which I don't think they can, and they can't work the pop every week because they've blown through them all, whether it's Brock or whoever. There's no, like, raise the curtain and, oh my God, it's that person, aside from Vince McMahon really is the only one left. So I think this will be one of the most disappointing WrestleManias, one that is greed culture to the nth degree, and they're going to lose and learn a lesson on it. And will they continue to double down on stupid? Because the big problem is in them losing like this is they wanted to raise value so they can sell to the Saudis. Right. This is not a good look that raises value.
Yeah.
How about even before we got to this WrestleMania, what did Nick Khan say about the Royal Rumble?
They'll travel. They'll come see us.
They'll come travel. Did you see the spot where they showed everybody from all over the world at the Royal Rumble?
Not a whole lot of people looking like us.
I missed that B-roll. I missed all the UK and Aussie and Japan and American fans, Canadian fans that flew to Riyadh for the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
There was actually
so now you've got this Iceman out here talking all that shit, and everybody knows there's no teeth behind it. that Saudi ain't ever going to draw anybody. The only way you get somebody there is to have the return of Christ happen there and have everybody from the Vatican show up. That'd be about it, my guy.
Oh, my God.
That's the only way you're going to get people to go to fucking Riyadh for anything.
Unless they just comp everything to fly people in, which that's going to be my guess that they're going to do, to try to just inflate that image that people want it to go there, but no one's going there, Jim. I know you said that there were.
Maybe,
sure
I mean, get free blowjobs at the airport. Maybe the AEW crowd will show up. That's about it, my guy.
It was, as far as I know, because I saw it on YouTube as blogs or vlogs, but there was a couple of Americans that did go. And one in particular, the second he got off the plane, he's like, I just want to go back to the US. He was straight away like over it. Yeah, he just hated it. But there was a couple of Americans, as far as I know.
Sure, I guess. I mean, maybe a hostage situation or what have you, but there isn't like the coming together that wrestling is supposed to be.
Wasn't like that at all, right?
So, and really, those Americans that went probably did it for a clout chase of like, see, I did it. I spent the money to go here. Like,
oh, for sure.
And because what kind of real idiot are you if you just traveled across the ocean in the middle of the desert to go see this shit show?
And
what's that say about you as a fan, that you're completely mental?
Yeah, literally. But they went on their own too. You'd think you'd go with someone at least. But these guys that went on their own.
Those are the type of people that are eventually ended up begging for the government to come help because they got arrested in China because they're idiots. They go places that they shouldn't to.
Exactly. Spot on, man, for sure. It's crazy.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's work our way out. I say we'll throw up that X, Ben. Thanks for joining here on Smack Attack to run this thing down, man. Tell us what else going on there at the joint.
Yeah, man, it was a long day yesterday. I worked open to close, so I'm just 10 to 2 today, so I should be on another half hour and go make love to the wives for the rest of the night. That'll take up most of my time. But yeah, man, another great weekend here at Ravens Joint, living, laughing, loving, smoking weed, and serving the community. I'm excited to see TNA's coming the 14th and 15th upstate New York, so I really want to reach out this week and try and partner with Impact to get some of these signings going. Obviously, we just had all the people on the poster that were there. On the posters, Moose, Santana, and the Hardys. And I don't doubt that they chose Syracuse because those guys went back and went, we got to fucking run that area, bro. It was an insane show there because of 2CW. So I hope that synergy can continue between Impact Locker Room and then hopefully Ravens Joint and Larger Than Life Comics, which is in our plaza. Really cool toy, comic book, card collecting, huge shop. And that we can do something together, man. And hopefully my guy Mike Skyros can be on that show along maybe with some other great upstate New York workers that I know. So I was pumped to see that and maybe do some collaboration there. And maybe we can turn that into an HMG. Hey, you want to come see the show, do the signing, do the Ravens Joint thing, and we'll figure something out. So that's kind of something I'm kicking around in the last 24 hours. Let me know if you're interested in something like that. You guys, it was so awesome at 2CW to have the meet up, but maybe we can do something again soon this spring. So y'all, man, hopefully you guys have a good Valentine's Day. Love yourself and, maybe twice if you need to, and and have a good time and spread joy and love today if you can. That's the way to go.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, check out right now over on their platforms. Explosion. My girl Big Mama, she just got she went and worked a set of tapings in New Mexico. She's actually at their set of tapings right now in Nashville, talking to her earlier. But she's got a debut match there with the company on Explosion, taking on Malia Moore. So it's Big Mama Malia Moore. Check that out. Awesome for her. Awesome to see people we know get those opportunities like that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We love to see that synergy and people shining. And again, anything I say critical usually isn't. I mean, obviously, if you're talent, you need to work on your fundamentals and strikes. But a lot of these talents are being put in positions to not succeed by the people above them. And I don't want it to come off of me critiquing somebody's performance of calling them the shits, because you could do that to every match I've ever had. I want to see the art thrive, and I want to see people be able to deliver and shine. And right now, it's a false positive. It's just constant helicopter parenting and participation trophies and not really furthering the art form that we all love. And I'm really getting frustrated having to talk negative about things when I really like to be putting stuff over as high quality, good scene work, good callbacks, and whoever's in that room of 16 to 30 writers, it's just miserable. Like their work quality is so piss poor. So, people like the rough takes, the bad takes, but I would rather move the ball forward, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get that, not between now and WrestleMania in any respect, man. So keep it here. Patreon.com/Hamin Media Group. Big shout out to Jimmy T RBV, the whole Smack Attack crew. I know we're going to be combining these shows with Oh Baby I Like It Raw to give you the full 360 experience. Thanks again for all the praise. The shows with Russo, with the Vet this week, and Jeff, people really seem to enjoy it. So thank you there. And if you guys want me in JCW, you know how to troll online. I don't need to tell you, but my back's only got about that much left in it. So pitch me for a management role or some shit, because I ain't bumping for no goddamn zombie or cocaine. I'll tell you that right now.
Jimmy T. Speaking of JCW, everybody know why they need to be back here later on for you and Brandon breaking it down, man.
Well, yeah, me and Brandon, as a matter of fact, will be reviewing Lunacy, and it's our new show called Insanity, live right here on Hamin Media Group's YouTube channel, live at 9 p.m. Eastern. So look out for that. I'm glad you brought up the cocaine guys, or cocaine, literally being, and the clowns and the zombies. I will say one thing about the zombies though. That's good makeup, man. I was probably the best I've seen in wrestling as far as makeup goes, which is crazy because I don't think even WWE have managed to do such good zombies compared to JCW.
That's taking care of your gimmick and giving a shit, my guy, and not thinking you're over and knowing what it takes. That's commitment to the bit. That's their makeup is me growing a beard for 10 years.
For sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, there's no doubt. And there's just so many fun characters there to watch, interact with Vito, especially. I love seeing the zombies in Vito or the clowns in Vito. I'm pumped for my dude Congo Kong, always my tag partner as well. So I'll be glad to hide behind him and let him kick the shit out of everybody, and I'll come in and camel clutch somebody. That'll be easy for me. But make sure you guys are sharing all the clips. We appreciate it. Oh my. Nice. There you go. Yeah. Whoop whoop, as they say. So get your Fago and enjoy the new show, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy T, get us out of here.
It's a wrap, I guess. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T. He is Ricky Love, R to the B to the V. And he is the boss man himself, Bin Hamin. And you've been listening and watching the Smack Attack live right here on Hamin Media Group's YouTube channel. Until later on, we're out. Peace.